CC Answers.
Woo! CC Answers. Let's do it.
All right, first up, Bonus Barrel. Rob at Bonus Barrel.
My boy.
Is it okay to quit a game? Do you feel compelled to finish? I hate Beyond Good and Evil. I want to stop, but is it right?
All right.
If you're not enjoying a game, quit.
There's two answers here for me.
Okay.
Number one, yes, if you don't like it, quit. Number two, if it's a club game, I have to beat it.
You do. He doesn't.
I know. I'm talking about me. I have to beat these games that we pick. So when we pick these games, I have to beat it. And that sucks. Secret of Mana sucked.
You didn't beat Super Mario Sunshine. You left that final star.
I beat Super Mario Sunshine 119 shines anyway. I beat the game. But
Secret of Mana sucks.
I think Secret of Mana was the only one I never finished. And
didn't you?
Maybe I did. I didn't finish it before the podcast, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, normally I haven't done before the podcast. That's the only one I hadn't finished before the podcast. But other than that, yeah, no, don't bother.
If you're not enjoying a game, I'll give it usually... I can't put a time on it, because sometimes you know right away.
Yeah.
Depending on what I'm not liking. If I'm not liking the story, I'm more likely to give it some more time to see if it catches me. If I'm not liking the gameplay, very little time. If I'm not liking it because it's too hard, I might keep plugging at it if I feel like I'm getting better. But if I'm not liking it because it feels broken or clunky, then I'm walking away.
I can see his point for you.
But that's tonight.
But that's tonight. But what was I going to say? Shit, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, if you don't like it, just stop playing it. Go play some Dragon Ball Z games.
Yeah.
He has got the ultimate DBZ collection.
Thanks for your question, Rob. Next up,
Thanks, Rob.
Julian Vega at JJ1986 2004. Sitting down for a long gaming session. This answer is going to be really easy and quick because it's the same for both of us. Sitting down for a long gaming session. What are the gamer snacks you need next to you? Pirate cookies.
Pirate cookies all the way. I think I put a tweet out this week or this month of Beyond Good and Evil and some pirate cookies and an energy drink.
Yeah.
Good combo.
Pirate cookies, man. They're oatmeal and peanut butter.
Yeah. They're good. They're delicious. And they give you protein.
Granola or graham crackers, right? Not oatmeal.
No, it's oatmeal.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. Oatmeal cookie with...
They're actually healthy for you. They're almost a healthy snack.
It's like... Yeah.
I tried convincing Colleen of that.
But they do keep you going. They give you lots of energy. And they don't get grease on your fingers. You know what I mean?
Big one.
That's the biggest.
Grease-free fingers.
Yep.
Thanks for the question, JJ.
Yeah, what do you eat? What does everybody eat? I'd like to know.
What do people call Julian JJ? Can we start calling you JJ?
I like JJ. Also, I mean, we're going to get to it in the
next up, freelance as fuck. Or
Retro Kaiser.
At Retro Kaiser.
He is freelance as...
Two questions. No, one question. Oh, two questions. One, What would your wrestling themes be if the Cartridge Club were wrestlers?
Oh, boy.
I'd come up with the DX theme, like 90s DX. You know, boom. Me, Shawn Michaels.
I'm thinking Candy Shop, 50 Cent.
Take it to the candy shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be my theme, I guess, because I think that's the next question.
And the next one is, what wrestling themes would you give each other and the rest of the club members?
I get to give you one?
Yep.
I'll go with Light Up the Night.
Ooh.
Man.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think your wrestling theme, if I had to pick it, would probably be...
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah. I'm going with that. No. Yours would be the DMX Reading Rainbow theme.
Oh, I like it.
So if anybody hasn't heard it, go Google DMX Reading Rainbow, away from your children.
Yep.
That would be your theme.
I like it a lot.
Butterfly in the Sky.
Yeah. And for the club theme, it would be one of Duke's tunes, probably.
Yeah, I would say CC United.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't go through and give one individually for each person.
No.
But although Rambox would probably be turning Japanese.
That's the only one you're going to name up?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And no, I'm going to give Dean one. The Lotus Hobo theme song.
Oh.
You'll understand after you listen to the next SCC.
I've read his tweets, so I knew how it
Thanks for the question, Retro. Next up, Matthew Bandy at XMattBandyX. What are, if any, your collecting goals for 2017? He would like to complete and box every Castlevania handheld.
Handheld? Ooh. That's a good one. I have the DS ones, but I don't have the GBA ones. Fascinating. Oh, and is he going to do the Game Boy ones, the original ones? I think the Sonya Belmont one's really expensive. I'm curious to see if he does it. Oh, anyway, what are we doing? 2017, eh? I really want to get Zelda. I don't have money anymore, man. I am broke. I have a hard enough time keeping up with the game of the month. Yeah, I don't know. How about you?
My goal for 2017 is to complete my GameCube collection. So, to clarify, that does not mean every GameCube game.
Right.
I have a list. I don't have my phone with me. I think I have somewhere in the range of 10, maybe 8 GameCube games left that I want. That or N64 would be 6 games. I hope to have one of those 2 completed. So either my N64 collection, there's only 6 games remaining on that, most of which I think John Payne has,
Nice.
and or my GameCube collection, which includes Ikaruga, Batten Kaitos, not Origins, the other one, a couple others. So those are mine. Just small goals. For me, a complete collection isn't all of the games. It's what games that I want. I try and keep my collection very focused. Castlevania 1, though, actually is a big one for me. I want to get that.
Oh,
For the NES.
I have that. You can have that.
You need it, don't you?
Oh, I mean, I guess.
Thanks for the question, Matt. Next up,
Matt.
Diego Avila at a Latino lawyer. I was hoping you were going to ask me what his Twitter handle was.
Oh,
He says,
everybody knows a Latino lawyer.
P1 always says, do whatever makes it fun.
Yeah.
When asked about gaming. What if you're a grumpy bastard who hates life? Well, Diego, if you're a grumpy bastard who hates life, I would say just ask Vintage what he normally does.
Oh my gracious! No, I do not answer the question honestly. I don't know. Oh my, I love Vintage.
If you're a grumpy bastard who hates life, then you're probably not into games. You're probably into...
Well, no, those people are into gaming videos and commenting on them.
Yeah. Every 50 seconds of the video.
Yeah.
Multiple comments.
No, that's not what I mean.
To the point where
Stop talking
YouTube is
about Vintage.
flagging them as spam.
Oh my god. Have we spotlighted Vintage yet?
No, we will.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
we definitely will.
He's
We're going to need a bigger
he
spotlight.
should have like a weekly spotlight. He should be every week. Yeah.
Thanks for your question. Another question from Diego Avila. What is the fairest hard game on the NES?
Ooh. Maybe Castlevania 3 would be a good one.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Or Mega Man 3. You don't find it hard, though.
I don't think anything Mega Man is that hard.
Castlevania 3 is tough, but it is fair.
Yep.
Once you get Grant, you rock and roll.
You love Grant.
Grant's the best.
That the one that which one's the one that
Sif, the
the Alucard. Alucard.
Oh yeah.
You can fly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Castlevania 3.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer. I'm trying to think off the top of my head here, but
What about you, Diego? What do you think is the fairest hard game on the NES?
yeah. Well, what do you think is the unfairest? But it's still classified as good, like Ghouls and Ghosts, maybe, or Ghosts and Goblins. I don't know what it is. Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah.
Thanks for the question. Next up, we have Vintage Video Game Geek at Vintage VG Geek.
I like this question.
Vintage says, "Why isn't there a CC Weekly forum?"
You know what? I think we should do that.
We get asked this a lot.
Yeah, we do a lot.
So the big reason we don't have a CC Weekly forum is because the videos go up on YouTube where they get comments. The full length video goes on the website under the Cartridge videos where it gets comments. And we have recently started putting the audio version of the podcast released on the same day as the audio version of the podcast on Sundays on the site, so you can put comments there.
But nobody knows where to do the comments on the video on the website.
Just right below.
Like people don't even realize that you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think we should have a forum?
I think maybe disable YouTube comments and have a thing in the description saying if you want to comment, go to these forums, bring more people to the forums. I don't know though.
Okay.
I don't know. I like his question though, because we have and our comments are all over the place. I never know where exactly to check, and I'm missing a lot of them.
All right.
So I don't know.
You want to focus the
This
comments
is probably an
on
off-air
section.
thing to
Maybe. Thanks for the question, Vintage. Next up, Pam at Jasila_ says, you talked a bit about controllers last time. What are your favorite and least favorite controllers?
I know your favorite.
GameCube. It's the perfect controller.
It's all right. I don't like that deep.
Although, it's easy to say, so it depends on the game. GameCube controller is great because if you're playing games designed for the GameCube controller, you know it's going to be just mash that giant A button. Here's a big A button, hit it. It's like, oh my god, I'm panicking, what do I do? Oh, I'll just hit this giant fucking button. I'm going to mash my face on this A button.
Yeah.
I love that. I love how it holds my hand. It's smaller. It fits my hand. I have tiny child hands.
Yeah.
Fits better in my hands. But I do really like the Wii U Pro controller as well. It's got the dual analog sticks lined up right where my thumbs rest.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
That's my favorite. The GameCube or the Wii U Pro.
What's your least favorite?
Dreamcast. The big floppy Dreamcast controller with the cord pointing at me. That's fucking stupid, Sega. If you'd asked me last year, I would have said the Xbox 360 controller.
That's a good controller, though.
But the more I play with it, the more I like it.
It's very similar to that Wii one that you like.
Very similar, except the analog sticks are offset.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dreamcast is really the only one I don't like.
My favorite is...
And that's the biggest turnoff for me. PC Gamer linked me a bunch of different controllers that you could get, and one of them looked like almost like a Saturn controller. PC Wizard, sorry.
Yeah, no.
And one of them almost looked like a Saturn controller.
Yep.
And I might see if I can get that for my Dreamcast, I might keep that noisy bitch.
I love how noisy that thing is. I, like you, I have a top two. It would be Super Nintendo and any of the PlayStation controllers, except maybe... I know people like the PS4 controller, but I don't really like it that much.
And you like the original DualShock?
I like DualShock 1, DualShock 2, and DualShock 3. I'm not a big fan of that giant button, because the button, it's used as a button in games. Like Mighty Number 9, for example. If you press that button, that's your E-Tank.
That touchpad in the middle?
Yes, that's your E-Tank.
Seems gimmicky.
My brain, it's just another button, but my brain is used to that being where the PlayStation button is, which pauses the game and goes to the home screen. So I never move my thumb over there. So it shouldn't be a button. Plus, I think I have to skip over the start button. It's in a really weird spot. I don't like that controller very much. A lot of people like that controller. But anyway, DualShock 1, 2, or 3, or Super Nintendo are my favorite. My least favorite would be... I don't know, I guess probably the Dreamcast as well.
Fuck them. Thanks for your question, Pam. Next up, Vintage Video Game Geek.
Pam, what's your favorite?
Oh yeah, Pam, what's your favorite and least favorite?
Yes. Oh, we'll ask her later.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler, is it?
Well, no, because this is coming out. No, this will be out before the...
Whoops. Moving on.
Vintage, why is it hashtag CC answers if we're asking questions? Shouldn't it be hashtag CC questions? No. Next up.
Because it could be either.
Why is it called Geek Speak when the geek doesn't talk and all the talking is done by his guests? Shouldn't it be called Geek Guest Speak?
Oh my gracious. Did you just drop the mic?
I did.
People listening have no idea what you just did.
Oh, right. Audio show. Jeffrey Hillard at Self-Destructo asks, hey guys, I left a CC Answers question in the comments of your recent Our Powers Combined video.
Shoot. Shit. What was it? You keep going. I'll bring it up.
Okay. Next up, start to continue at STC Pod. Mm-hmm. So Bill asks, what is the dollar amount cutoff to bail your brother out of jail? Doesn't matter. No matter how much it cost, I would sign the bail bond.
I'd sell a kidney.
Whatever it took to get my brother out of jail, I would get it. And then I would give him an alibi. I would lie to the police and to the judge 100% and say that whatever it was that they thought he did, he was with me, despite any evidence they might have had.
I love it.
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
I agree.
There is no dollar amount cut off to get my brother out of jail. And you know what, Bill? You're in the upper thousands. So if you go to jail, give me a call, buddy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but yeah, I would bail you. It wouldn't matter what it was.
What would the dollar amount cut off for you to bail Joe out?
I work with people who could get my kidney out. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, you and Joe, what would your cutoff be for bail?
Okay, I got his question. Self-destruct. Oh, and thank you for the question, Bill. Have you ever... This is from Self-Destructo, Jeff. Have you ever incurred an injury from/while gaming? And then he says an example. When I was a teenager, I developed a pinched nerve in my neck. Oh, snap. And persistent bloodshot eyes from marathon sessions of Gran Turismo 2. My parents temporarily took away my PlayStation. Thanks.
Yeah, you don't say.
That's rough.
I never had an injury, but I actually to this day have a nervous tick. When I was younger, I had long hair. And so when I was playing games, my hair would fall across my eyes.
I remember those days.
So I would flick my head to get the hair out of my eyes so I could keep playing. But I would glance up and to the left to see if the hair was inching back to my eyes so I could flick it before it would block my vision. And to this day, I still glance up and to the left.
Yeah, you still do that.
Quite regularly. And people think I'm rolling my eyes at them all the time, but I'm actually not. It's a nervous tick. I can't help it. Dicks.
Injury.
Does gross obesity count?
I've never been injured while playing. I've been injured and then played a lot of games because of it. But I guess, well, when we got the N64, they brought it home and it was in the trunk of the car. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And they brought it home. We didn't know that they were buying it, our parents. They brought in all these groceries and they're like, oh, we forgot one bag out in the car. Mark, can you...
You talking about an emotional injury?
Yeah. Player 2, can you go out and get it? And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. You know, I was playing a game or something. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Anyway, I was being a dick. And
why did our parents offer it to you first?
I know. So anyway, they're like, all right, fine, player 1, you go out and get it. So, and Sean was like, fine, I'll go out and get it. So he goes out, get it. And he finds out it's a Nintendo 64 sitting in that trunk. So, because he went out and got it, he got to play first. That's probably why they were going to give it to me first, because I never got to play first. So, from that moment on, I never said no to anybody ever. I have a really hard time saying no to people. I've been scarred for life. So, I guess that's...
Thanks, Mom.
That's damaging, I guess.
Thanks for the question, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Next up, Chris Roberts at CWR2. Aren't members of the Cartridge Club who are purging their collections just a bunch of quitters?
Oh, boy. All right.
So I have two answers to this.
I can't wait to hear them.
One, yes, they are. Two,
No, they are not.
Two,
Depends on what they're collecting, right?
we use the term purge.
Matt, we use the term collection.
Yeah, and I think cutting the fat from your collection isn't a bad thing. I don't think that makes you a quitter.
Yeah.
I think it makes you better. The NFL preseason starts, and they have 75 men on their roster, and by the start of the regular season, they have to purge down to 53. They have to trim the fat. So they take the guys that aren't as good, the guys that are too old, the guys that can't do it anymore, the guys that never could do it, and they remove them. A lot like removing any shovelware from your collection that, you know what, you bought it because you thought, man, I really think it'd be cool to have every NES game on my shelf, but you know you're never going to play Color or Dinosaur.
The NES is probably the biggest culprit for this. People just want to have NES cards.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't get it.
I think it's a mental disorder.
But
no,
each their own, right?
So I don't think that the people are necessarily quitting. I think what they're saying is, I'm going to remove the things from my life that I don't need or that aren't a good... Like, what is the point of holding on to this game that I'm never, ever going to play? Why do I still have Rygar on my shelf? And Rygar might be a great game.
Rygar is a good game. Ironically that you picked that.
But I think that's what it is. I don't think they're quitting. I think they're honing. I think they're making they're improving their collection. They're curating.
Ooh.
Yeah. And if you want to talk about quitting, let's talk about NES Paint.
Wow, yeah, he is out. He is out.
He pulled the plug.
I don't blame him. I mean, I've had moments where I wanted to do it too. I don't have a huge collection though. I just have games that I like. But even that, I've considered getting one of for sure. But I see you still have some good ones over there, like Worms. What is that? Worms?
The PSP stuff?
Yeah.
Some of those are for Colleen, so...
Oh, okay. Actually, Worms is pretty good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks for the question, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about selling one of your 75 top loaders?
Yeah. I've seen that picture, dude.
He buys them because there's a local
I know.
He trades them with.
It makes sense. I don't blame him.
I enjoy chucking a little dirt.
I love that he has those. I'm jealous as hell.
Yeah. Rumor has it that he's building a shed out of NESs.
The second one.
Kyle, at Kyle_325_.
Check him out.
How do you think gaming would have been if the Nintendo PlayStation had been a thing?
Dude. That would be the best. Like, if that hadn't happened, clouds would have parted, you know. Would have been amazing. Can you imagine it? Oh my god, I can't even picture it. I can't picture it.
I don't know if Xbox would exist.
I don't even care. Sony and Nintendo, nothing would beat Sony and Nintendo. So Nintendo?
If you had Sony's hardware and their drive for more up-to-date, better hardware with Nintendo's software developed on cutting-edge technology.
Oh my god.
So imagine now Super Mario 64 on disc-based.
My nipples are so hard right now.
You know what I mean? Look at...
It would be the best. I mean, I'm sure Xbox still would have been.
Symphony of the Night on a Nintendo platform.
That would have been the same. But I don't care. I would have loved it.
I think that would have been...
I just want all my Sony games on my Nintendo. Or vice versa, I guess.
I don't think...
It'd be amazing.
I don't think Microsoft would have been able to compete with them. I really don't.
I don't know how you would have.
Because the PlayStation 2 still would have come out.
They can't compete with them now.
The PlayStation 2 would have come out, and that was one of the most popular consoles of all time.
I think it is the most popular, isn't it?
Yeah, number one selling console of all time.
Yeah.
Now include
Mario and Zelda.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, Smash Bros. Oh god.
Metroid Prime on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's F-Zero.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 would have been exclusive for it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't on GameCube for a minute.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
I think they would have. I think the idea of Nintendo software developed.
Now here's the question: is it a Nintendo system still? Because it would have been the Nintendo PlayStation.
Yeah, I think they probably would have worked together for the first one till Sony got their feet wet. And I definitely, because Nintendo is very much let's use old technology and save some money, but Sony is very much let's push the boundaries of what we can do home console wise and still be affordable.
Right.
I think the Nintendo PlayStation would have come out and it would have been very similar to PlayStation 1. And so all that would have happened is all of those N64 games that fucking sucked would have been better.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue that. How? I'm trying to think.
GameCube and PS2 are essentially the same anyway, so you're just crossing platform titles.
Yeah.
GameCube was a little better graphically, I think.
Yeah. Came out a little later.
And then you go to, instead of PS3 Wii, you would have had Mario Galaxy on a PS3.
Dude, PlayStation. Anyway, let's move on.
It would have been great.
Would have been awesome. That's the dream. What do you think, Kyle?
So what about now? What if Nintendo says we're done making hardware, we're just going to make software for Sony?
That worries me a little bit.
How is it different?
Because in this other scenario, it's still Nintendo's console that Sony then helps them develop. The Nintendo PlayStation. Anyway, I'm sure it will be fine, but I'm nervous for Nintendo to not have their own hardware. I don't want them to ruin what they have going. Everything they make is polished and great.
Super Mario Run's not a Nintendo console. That looks polished.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping that it is awesome. That's sort of the first test, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
That is, yeah, a lot of people for years have said, I wish Nintendo would just make software for other hardware companies. And they did that with Super Mario Run. Yeah. And it's mixed emotions right now. Some people are really excited for it. Some people think it's stupid.
I'm excited, but...
So, we gave you what you wanted, but...
I mean, I'm excited. So, and here's the thing. The NX could just be mobile. They might... Anyway, let's move on.
Thanks for your question, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
Next up, Flock of Nerds, at Flock of Nerds. It's probably Miles. It says, what video game crossover would you like to see? Drake and Mario Kart? Cloud fighting Eggman? CC answers. I don't know if those are our two choices, or if we're allowed to pick one. If those are our two choices, I'm definitely picking Cloud fighting Eggman.
Yeah, me too. But Cloud and Smash Bros. Is a pretty good start.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good start. I like that a lot.
I'd love to see Samus in the Dead Space world.
Yeah, man. A survival horror Metroid? That'd be sick.
She shows up, she meets Isaac, whatever his name is. Isaac, Arthur.
No.
Yeah.
It's definitely not.
Isaac Clarke. Because his name is based off of Arthur Clarke and Isaac Asimov.
Very good.
Save that for
next. Yeah.
Yeah, Samus in the Dead Space world. That's what I want to see.
That'd be pretty cool. You know what would be cool? Disney characters with, like, Square Enix characters. Kind of cool.
Thanks for your question.
Thanks, man.
We're done here. That's it.
All right, good, because it is late. That was a long
episode, guys. Might see some stuff cut into that, I'm not sure. We'd like to try and keep it around an hour. I feel like that went over.
Oh my god, yes. That was at least an hour and a half.
So, thank you very much. If you are listening to this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play, or watching this video on YouTube, please go over to www.cartridgeclub.org where you can find other great videos, blogs, and podcasts, such as Retro Nonsense, Retro Def, and The Gaming Pilgrimage.
Nice one.
You like that?
I did.
If you are already a member of the Cartridge Club and you're on the site, and you enjoy the content of the site, and you enjoy the community, and you'd like to help support it, you can go to www.patreon.com/cartridgeclub, where you can donate as little or as much as you'd like, and every cent donated goes directly to improving the community and making the website better for everyone. Possibly developing an app, which is a new thing coming up.
Oh yeah, can't wait for that app. Somebody already has an app.
Somebody.
Yeah. We'll get into that next week.
Who?
Move on. All right, see you guys next week.